We've all been there, right? We have these amazing intentions to improve ourselves, but for some reason, they just seem to fall flat. Well, in this explainer, we're going to unpack that exact problem and explore a pretty radical idea. What if our whole approach to personal growth is just fundamentally backward?
I mean, have you ever done this? You get inspired. You read all the books on a topic, maybe something like patience or mindfulness. You highlight the key passages, you take notes, you truly, deeply believe in the concept. You feel like, yes, I get it. I've absorbed all this wisdom. And then real life happens. The very next day, someone cuts you off in traffic, and poof, all that wisdom just goes right out the window. It's not just a little annoyance, right? You go full on road rage. The theory is all there in your head, but your actions tell a completely different story. Well, there's actually a name for this huge canyon between what we know we should do and what we actually do. It's called the knowing-doing gap. And the big idea we're digging into today is that maybe we're stuck in this gap because we've put all our faith in the wrong tool for the job.
So, that tool we always reach for? It's belief. But let's look at it through a different lens for a second. What if we've been thinking about it all wrong? Imagine that belief isn't actually a part of you, but it's more like a portable suitcase that you carry around.
And this, right here, is the absolute core of the whole idea. On one side, you have belief, which is like portable content we choose to carry. But on the other, you have structure. And that's totally different. It's an external constraint that actually carries us. Getting this distinction is the key to everything. I mean, just think about what portable really means here. A belief, just like that suitcase, is separate from you. You can pack it full of really noble and wonderful ideas, stoicism, humility, compassion. But at the end of the day, it's just an accessory, something you're holding. And this is precisely why it's so limited. You are always 100% in control of that suitcase. You can just put it down whenever it gets a little heavy or inconvenient. And most importantly, the person carrying the bag labeled patience is using the exact same muscles as the person carrying the bag labeled arrogance. The actual person carrying the bag doesn't change one bit. And this quote just nails the trap perfectly. Our ego absolutely loves belief. Why? Because it gets this little hit of satisfaction just from saying, I am a person who believes in justice, without ever having to do the hard, messy work of actually being a just person. It's an easy win. Okay, so if belief is the flimsy suitcase, what's the alternative? Let's talk about structure. If belief is the portable suitcase, then structure is the immovable building. You can't carry a building, right? You have to go inside it. And that right there is the key difference. When you walk into a building, the walls don't move for you. You have to move around the walls. You have to navigate its hallways, its stairs. The structure itself dictates your movement. It's an active force that starts to reshape you from the outside in. Okay, I know what you're probably thinking right now. This sounds kind of oppressive. I mean, we live in an age that celebrates flexibility and going with the flow. The idea of submitting to some rigid structure feels like you're giving up your freedom, your authenticity. But hang on, let's flip that question on its head. Without any structure at all, are you truly free? Or are you just a slave to every craving, every mood swing, every notification that pops up on your phone? The argument here is that real freedom, paradoxically, requires a container. So how do we actually build this kind of container in our lives? Well, the answer lies in what our source calls load-bearing elements. You can think of them as ancient, time-tested tools designed to do one specific thing: jam a wrench in the gears of our default autopilot operating system. And look, these aren't some mystical, abstract ideas. They're actual psychological tools, pieces of machinery. We're just going to look at how two of these, a fast and a vow, work to interrupt the ego's constant stream of demands. So let's dive into this first one. A fast is so powerful because it inserts a deliberate pause into our most basic biological programming. Think about it. Your body sends a command, I'm hungry. Your brain's automatic reply is, okay, time to eat. This could just as easily be your brain saying, I'm bored, and you instantly reaching for your phone. But when you fast, whether it's from food or social media or anything else, you feel that command, that urge, and you consciously say, nope, not right now. You are literally breaking the chain of command. You're proving to yourself in a very real physical way that you have control over your programming. You are not just your appetite.
All right, now for something that might be even harder for us modern folks to swallow: the vow. A vow is a structure that interrupts our cultural obsession with momentary impulse, with how I feel right now.
See, a vow is like an anchor. It saves you from being tossed around by the waves of your daily moods. It could be a marriage vow, sure, but it could also be a personal vow. I will go to the gym every Tuesday, rain or shine, tired or not. It means you do the thing you promised to do long after the inspiration has faded. It forces you to build character by acting, even when the feel-good chemicals are gone. So when you start to see this pattern, you realize, wow, we've been asking the completely wrong question this whole time. Our entire approach to self-improvement has been focused on just gathering more and more information. Our default question is always, what new idea should I believe? Or what new book should I read? But the really transformative question, the one that actually leads to change, is this: what external form am I willing to submit to? That's a much scarier question, isn't it? It requires real humility. It means giving up some control.
There's this fantastic story that illustrates this perfectly. A ceramics teacher split a class in two. He told one half they'd be graded on making just one single perfect pot. That's the belief model, right? Thinking about perfection. He told the other half they'd be graded purely on weight. Make 50 pounds of pots and you get an A. That's the structure model. And guess what? At the end of the term, all the best pots, the most beautiful, the most well-crafted, they all came from the quantity group. The sheer repetition, the structure of just doing the work, forced them to get good. And that really is the bottom line. We live in a world where we have infinite information at our fingertips. You can literally download all the wisdom of the ages onto your phone. But you absolutely cannot download character. That has to be built on site through action, repetition, and yes, submission. So here's the challenge for you, for all of us really. Think about that one area of your life where you feel the most stuck, where you know exactly what to do, but you just can't seem to do it. Now ask yourself, and be honest, have you only been trying to solve it with more belief? Maybe it's time to stop learning for a little while and start submitting. Find a structure, no matter how small, and just let it start doing the heavy lifting for you. Let it carry the load.